2020 Super Duty come out. I managed to make it a few years without doing it, but last week I was on the beach in Hawaii having a couple beers. You know, one thing led to another. I was on Instagram, started looking at 2020 plus Super Duties, 21, 22. Kind of liked the front end, and I started looking at pricing for headlights and what I might be able to get for my OEM stuff, and here we are. So this video is for people who have a 2017, 2018, or 2019 Super Duty F250, F350, F450, and want to convert the front end to look like a 2020 plus, so 2020, 21, and 22. So let's get right into it. I just got back from the Ford dealer, had all my parts, so let me show you what I got. So obviously the major differences in the front ends on the 2020 plus trucks is going to be the headlights, the grille, and the front bumper. I am keeping my stock 2017 and 2019 front bumper. I actually prefer it over the looks of the 20 plus bumper, so we're going to keep that for now. So this video isn't going to talk about that, but 2020 bumper is a direct bolt-on for this bumper. So if you want to do that, you don't really need a video. It literally just bolts right on. I think you might have to relocate the adaptive cruise if your truck has it, but if it doesn't have it, bolts right on, fog lights plug right up, no big deal. So we're going to be focusing on the grille and headlights. That being said, what I have here, 2 headlights, platinum grille, and a header panel, which is what is behind the grille there. I believe that is all we're going to need. There are some people out there that say you can cut the stock header panel on a 17 to 19 truck and make it fit. I was able to find one. They were back ordered almost everywhere, and it took a little while to get. And I think mine actually showed up broken in shipping. I'm gonna see if I can make it work, because I don't feel like waiting another 3 weeks for another header panel. But yeah, apparently you can do it with some trimming on the stock one. But if you can get your hands on the 20 plus header panel, try and go that route. Let's get in here and I'll show you what I got. So I decided to go with, you can see here on my front end I have the stock LED quad beam headlights. I split those, had them painted black to match the truck. Looks really good. I also got an aftermarket platinum style grille and painted that black as well, along with a blacked out emblem, which should bolt right onto the new, the new style grille. So basically a, more or less blacked out front end. That being the case, I decided to go, instead of having to split them myself, I decided to go for what Ford is calling the blackout package headlights. So these are your standard LED lights with the chrome already all blacked out. Oddly enough, these are not available on a platinum. They're only available on a lariat with the blackout package. So it should be kind of unique in that it's a platinum with the black housing headlights. So it should look pretty good. So brand new, from Ford. I found a really good price online for 2 brand new headlights that was almost cheaper than what people wanted for them used on eBay. So 2 brand new headlights, 2 ballasts, which you're going to need. The ballast will plug right in to your old harness if you have LED headlights. Again, all of this is going to apply to trucks that have LED headlights. If your truck came with halogens, another set of halogens might plug in. But if you want to go from 17 to 19 halogens to 20 plus LEDs, I think you're going to need a harness. I believe Retro Customs makes one, and maybe one other company. Also, that being said, guys, I'll put all of these parts in the description so that you guys have the part numbers, so you know exactly what you need if you want to do this. Give your local Ford dealer a shot. I've priced everything out as cheap as possible online from Ford dealers across the nation, and was about to order them. And then I said, let me just try my Ford dealer. Walked in there, said, hey, can you meet or beat these prices? And they said they'll meet them and that everything would be there in a few days. So that's a best case scenario. I get to support my local dealer, pay the same price as the cheapest I could find online, and picked it right up at the dealership, as you guys saw. So, never hurts to try. Give your local dealership a call, see what they'll do for you. So got my OEM platinum grille. This is a platinum truck, so I wanted to go with the 20 plus style platinum grille as well. So there is that. Now I know what you're thinking. Chris, platinum trucks don't come with a blacked out grille. And you'd be right. I actually had this all taken apart and professionally painted black to match the truck. So we'll do a quick time lapse, get you guys caught up, and you can see how I got this done, just in case you want to do it to your truck. good with this. All right, so platinum grille, 2 black LED headlights, and then I'll show you the last piece. Just like I said, showed up broken. Ta-da! Header panel. As you can see, the box looks like it went through a food processor. There's holes in it. As far as I can tell, there's a bracket over here that is completely broken off. So I'm gonna try and make this work. Maybe I can fabricate my own bracket, but yeah, this is what you need. Like I said, I'll have part numbers for all this stuff in the description. Save you guys some time from having to shop around, but this is the header panel, goes behind the grill. That's pretty much it. So without further ado, let's start ripping the front end of this truck apart and see what we can bolt on. All right, I've got the hood cracked open. So there's this plastic trim piece here right in front of the engine. Gonna want to remove this. It's just a bunch of these push pin Christmas tree things. That will expose the bolts for the grill. Unbolts from the top, and then it's gonna pop out on the bottom. Said some 10mm bolts up top here, and then you basically just got to pull. It's going to make some bad noises. You know, you're basically releasing these clips on the sides and on the bottom, but with a little bit of force you'll get it out. So that's done. So next we can get to the headlight bolts, which are here. Ooh, there's one of the broken clips I'm talking about. Here, and then there's one, where is it? I think it's on the side down here. Yeah, you got to peel back this this rubber weather stripping here, but there's a bolt on the side there as well. We'll get you guys in there once I get to that point. If your truck came like mine did with the front camera, before you rip the grill off, make sure you undo either this is the washer connection that washes the camera. There's just a little C clip here you have to release and then pull it directly out. This is for the camera. I believe that's a fiber optic cable right there. Just press this tab here, pull that out, and you're good to go. Grill's off. So let's do the headlights, and we'll be good to tackle this header panel here. There's the bolt you guys need to be looking for, right down here on the edge of the driver's fender, same on the passenger side. Headlights, grill, out of there. All right, so yeah, like I said, there's one bolt down here. Headlight bolts through the fender on both sides. You guys might want to do some of this painter's tape that I do here. It can help protect your bumper and even your fenders here when you're kind of manhandling those lights out of there. My truck is LED, so it's one simple connection on the back. Your halogen truck probably has 2 connections. But yeah, other than that, pretty straightforward. So next, I guess we got to remove this header panel, which looks like 2 bolts there and 2 bolts there, and maybe some minor stuff up here. But you know, I've had this front end off before, so that was pretty quick, but I've never taken this off before, so we're gonna learn as we go. Looks like I gotta take these horns off here, but yeah, let's tackle this next.
pretty much just these 4 bolts, 2 on each side. There's a couple little Christmas trees on the bottom. We're gonna have to attach some of the shrouding to the new one, so we'll take care of that. Make sure your washer fluid, if you have your cameras on there, horn off, and that's pretty much it. So we'll see if this broken bracket is going to affect us at all, but let's put this new one in, attach the shrouding, and get on with the grill and the headlights. All right, guys, couple things. First of all, got the Sharpie out, made some quick clearancing in this area here. So you can see that fits up there nicely now, nice and tight. Just snip that rut off. I mean, it's bolted in with 2 13mm bolts right there, not like that clip is doing anything. So clip that off. This thing is in, no more clearance issues. Fits exactly like the stock one. So let's get all of our horn and washer fluid and all that stuff hooked up on this one, and then get to work on the headlights. Header panel's completely back in, horns on, wiring, washer fluid bolted in up top, bolted in on each side with these 2 13mm bolts. Trimmed up this part on, I think this is called the tie bar or something like that. Again, you can purchase the 20 to 22 one, but for this tiny little part, I had to trim right here. It really doesn't have any function anyways right now. It was worth it for me to just leave the stock one. So we should be able to bolt the headlights in now. But before we do that, we need to put the ballasts in. So I have the ballasts around here somewhere, but basically the ballast is going to have 2 plugs. Plug into these 2, sit right there, get bolted in with those 4 bolts, and then the headlight plugs in, one simple connection on the back right here. Then we'll bolt it up top in the factory locations. Should be good to go. Before we put these headlights back in, we do have to do just a little bit of wiring. So let me bring you guys in and show you what we need to do. So here is the factory headlight connector. We need to change up some wiring here. If you look closely at the connector on the headlight, we're going to need to move pin 6 over to pin 1 here. And just to make it easier for you guys, I'm going to go ahead and make a wiring diagram, and I'll put it up on the screen now, and you guys can pause it and kind of do this at your own pace. But let me put that up on the screen now, and I'll kind of talk through what we need to do, and then we'll come back here and get it all squared away.
All right, guys, so let me preface this by saying if you're not comfortable doing this, there's a couple different suppliers out there that make a harness to convert your truck from 2017 to the 2020 plus. For me, this was really easy, straightforward. The headlights work exactly like stock, with the exception of the high beams do not work. And even if you spend the $300–400 on these harnesses that I just mentioned, the high beams will still not work. Apparently, the 2020 plus trucks with the LED headlights use a special computer within the headlight to control the high beams. So I'm not aware of a solution for that yet. I honestly haven't really looked into it thus far. But if I find something out, I will update this video or make a second video. But for now, high beams do not work. That being said, the way that I'm wiring this here and showing this here is different from the way that the aftermarket harnesses are done. For some reason, they want you to run a wire to your fuse box, which when power probed, puts power to your daytime running lights at all times, in park, whatever. The way this is wired here, the way that I have done this, your daytime running lights, or the C-bar, as you LED headlight guys will know, functions exactly as stock. So if you want your daytime running lights to function exactly like stock, and you don't want to spend the money on a wiring harness, this is a perfectly good way for you to do this if you have some basic wiring skills. Okay, disclaimer over. All that being said, here is your headlight connector as it comes off the truck. If you have a 2017 to 2019 truck originally equipped with LEDs. The wire that we need to move is wire 6. On the passenger side, I'm showing the passenger side wire colors. They're different on the driver's side, but all the positions are the same, so you'll have to figure those out. But again, positions are the same. Everything is the same, just on the other side. But on the passenger side, the wire that you need to move is pin 6, which you can count, or you can just pick here the blue wire with the gray stripe and move it over to position 1. The only other thing that you need to do is snip wire 3 and then tie it into wire 5. So the wire with the purple, with the orange stripe, snip that and tie it into the purple wire, the solid purple wire. That's it. And then obviously just cap purple wire with the orange stripe as it comes off the truck. You know, all this being said, do this in a clean way. Solder, shrink wrap, electrical tape, all that good stuff, zip ties, conduit, whatever you got to do. Other than that, there's nothing else that needs to be done here. So let's get into exactly how you're going to do this if you guys aren't familiar with unpinning connectors. So here is how the connector looks exactly from the factory. You can see that pin 1 all the way on the right there is empty. So now we need to separate the connector from the back side first. So there's 2 little slots. You can insert a small screwdriver on both sides and pry the back side off, as you can see in the picture. Again, this is what it looks like with the backside somewhat pried off. Again, pin 1 is empty. And then with the front side pried off, there's a small white tab that you can also pry off from the front. Again, easily done, a little bit on either side with a small flathead screwdriver. You can now see the 7 pins that are on this connector. So what we are going to do is move wire 6 over to pin 1. So here you can see the back side of the connector, the black part that we just pried apart, the blue seal, and the blue wire that we have now just pulled out of position 6 and are now going to move over to position 1. So here you can see pin 6 or position 6 is now empty and pin 1 is now occupied. And here we have it all back together. So the connector goes back together the same way you took it apart. Purple wire gets spliced in with the other purple wire. Clean it all up, you know, again, nice clean soldering, shrink wrap, electrical tape. Use new conduit if you have to, but should look nice and clean just like it came from the factory. And that's it. Again, if you're not comfortable doing this stuff, you can buy the harness. You will still have to run a wire to your fuse box because for whatever reason, the way their harnesses works, that's what you want to do. But this all took me, you know, just a few minutes to do it clean, and you know, it's really not that hard. So use this video to help you. I hope this is clear. If you have any questions, you know, just comment below.
We got our headlight connectors repinned and our connections made, soldered, shrink wrapped, taped up, clean, nice, good to go. So let's get these headlights in, get the grill on, and finish this swap up.
Rattle.
you have it, guys. 2020 to 2022 front end swap on your 17 to 19 Super Duty. Really not too bad, especially, like I said, I hope this video helps you guys out. I tried to document the process as best I could. A lot of guys were asking about total cost involved. My parts was $3,750, and you know, that's for all top of the line stuff, LED headlights, platinum grille, all OEM, everything. You obviously could do this a little bit cheaper if you had a halogen truck and we're doing a halogen headlight swap, or you shop around for used parts or whatever. The other thing to consider is I was able to offset almost all of the cost of this by selling my stock, platinum grille and LED headlights and all that. So net cost involved was really quite low to have such a great transformation on the front end. Again, as I mentioned earlier, keep in mind if you have an LED model truck, the high beams will not work. It has something to do with the computer and the LED headlights and the 20 plus models. Even if you buy the aftermarket harnesses, still won't work. So keep that in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys like how the truck looks. As always, comment if you have questions, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.